When is the last time you caught yourself saying you would never do that? You would never say that. You want to raise, you want to reach out to that guy, you want to reach out to that girl, and your friends like text them and you're like, oh my God, I would never. You're right. You wouldn't. And you, the version of you that's sitting here right now, also doesn't have that thing that she wants. That's why I say, you guys, we have everything we need inside of us. We have confidence, we have certainty. It's just pointing in the wrong direction. So how do we point our confidence and our certainty into the direction that will move us into the life that we desire? What if I told you a 5-minute session could unlock the person you've always been? I'm Angela Jean. If you're new to my channel, I teach multisensory mindset training to prime your mind for the moment that opportunity presents itself, so you move with confidence and certainty into the life that you desire. You become who you train to be. By the end of this video, you're going to have 2 powerful sessions that I will coach you and we will do together. The first one is a soul flow session where we combine affirmations, movement, and rhythm to rewire the subconscious mind to anchor a new belief. And the second one is my future progression exercise. These are now available in my store. This is an interview in front of a staged audience. So it's an immersive experience where I am the host. You are on my show and I am asking you a question as if you have already achieved your success goals, as if you have already achieved your relationship goals. We're only going to do 2 questions because with this, you want to start small and build. When you're training your mind to visualize and be able to see it and feel it, really align with that version of yourself, you need to start small and build. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the first exercise, which is going to be the soul flow exercise. Let me show you exactly how to do it, and then we'll go up to my office, which is the rooftop, and we will do it together. All right, guys, so once you know this, I want you guys to do it in front of the mirror. I always suggest doing everything in front of the mirror because that's when you really connect with yourself. Okay, what the command is going to be, or the affirmation, is I deeply accept myself and the value I create. I'm remembering now who I am. And why I chose these words is because so much of what we do is not really healing, fixing. It's remembering. Before we were conditioned to believe that we weren't good enough, before we were conditioned to believe that we're not desirable, we'll never be successful. It's essentially pulling back the layers and remembering who the F we are, okay? And this is going to be the movement. This is going to be the movement. I deeply open up as big as possible. Accept myself. Tap your heart chakra because the heart chakra is associated with love and self-acceptance, okay? We're gonna do that 4 times. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself. Then prayer hands to the third eye when you say, and the value I create. And the reason why is because the third eye is associated with intuition and clarity. Then when we say, I'm remembering now, I know who I am, I want you guys to do the same thing, but like pump the arms. I'm remembering now, because you're essentially pumping and releasing the old beliefs. I'm remembering now, I know who I am. Just pull it back in, because when you say that, you're basically symbolizing inward recognition. You remember who you are, inward recognition, and embrace your power. You're drawing that energy into your own being. I'm remembering now, release it, I know who I am. Like, be powerful about it, okay, you guys? Repeat each affirmation 4 times, and then we're gonna do 3 rounds. The whole session is 1.5 minutes. Let's go up to the roof.
Bring your intention to the forefront of your mind and focus. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself and the value I create, and the value I create, and the value I create, and the value I create. I'm remembering now, I know who I am. 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 Continue activating your mind's pattern-seeking process. In 3, 2, 1, begin. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself and the value I create, and the value I create, and the value I create, and the value I create. I'm remembering now, I know who I am. 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 Continue activating your mind's pattern-seeking process. In 3, 2, 1, begin. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself. I deeply accept myself and the value I create, and the value I create, and the value I create, and the value I create. I'm remembering now, I I'm remembering now. I know who I am. I'm remembering now. I know who I am. I'm remembering now. I know who I am. Bring your hands down to your chest and affirm, I'm aligned with my purpose and the value I create.
I personally do that session every single morning. I fully believe we become who we train to be. You have to prime your mind for the life that you desire. And every single thought radiates outward, seeking its equivalent in the physical world. Listen to what I'm saying when I say that. Every single thought you have radiates outward, seeking its equivalent in the physical world. The link will be in the description box below for that session. Do it every single day. Do it multiple times a day. You have to start flushing your mind. Now we're going to move into the future progression exercise, which is why I got dressed for you, because I am your host, Angela Jean. And when it comes to mindset training, especially multi-sensory mindset training, you want to make it as immersive as possible. So if it helps for you to get dressed up when you're doing this interview, because the version of you that's living the life that you desire might dress a little bit better, then do it. All I ask is that you guys let yourself go there in your imagination. This is the work that allows you to embody a state of being. This is how alignment works, okay? Come back to this and do it over and over and over again, because every time you answer this question, you will get more clarity. And with the more clarity you have, you start to feel it. You start to really be able to see yourself in that role, and that's what embodying a state of being is. And that is what aligns you with the opportunities, the people, the conversations that you need. I do this all the time, you guys, and it is very powerful. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm your host. There's going to be a live audience. We're acting as if this is remote. That's why it would make sense to be doing it on screen like this. I'm going to ask you 2 questions based on success. And then for those that aren't interested in success, that are interested in relationship, we'll do 2 questions on relationships. Welcome to Success Stories. I am your host, Angela Jean, where we shine a spotlight on individuals who have defied the odds and achieved remarkable success. For those that are just logging on, or for the people that are getting here a little bit late, can you go ahead and reintroduce yourself? Yeah. Welcome. Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump into the questions. Can you describe a typical day now that you have actually achieved your goals? How has your daily life changed? So your lifestyle's changed a little bit. Okay, one more question. What is one thing that you can afford or experience that once felt impossible? All right, well, I thank you for sharing that wisdom. Let's go ahead and jump into round 2. Welcome back to Success Stories, and I'm your host, Angela Jean. Today, our episode is focused on matters of the heart because our guest has found the love of their life. For those that are just logging on, or for those that are just showing up late, can you go ahead and reintroduce yourself? I think it's fair to say men and women are having a challenging time in this modern dating world. So can you share any of the struggles that you faced in the process of finding the love of your life? I think we can all relate to that one. So how did you know that this person was the one? Can you describe that moment? That's beautiful, yeah. You see how this allows you to start visualizing and thinking and really building out, like, what would my day look like? What is that thing that I could do or buy that I couldn't buy? And obviously my longer sessions have way more questions that really get into detail about how you built your business, like what's the plan now, way more in depth. But I just want to show you guys 2 questions so you can see how you can start exercising your mind and start priming your mind for the life that you desire by really thinking about it. You can't just go through life like a cow chewing cud on a farm. You know what I mean? Is it cud? Chewing cud on a farm. You have to really start thinking and being intentional about your life. So that's just a teaser of 2 modalities that I like to work with in my multi-sensory mindset training. Multi-sensory mindset training is very powerful, you guys, because your thoughts are not passive. They carry weight. When you are hitting your mind from every single angle, you're using your body, you're using rhythm, you're using audios, you're doing energy movement sessions, your shitty thoughts, your negative thoughts have have nowhere to hide because you are hitting it from every single angle. You are who you train to be. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to remember who the F you are before you are conditioned to forget. I'm Angela Jane. Feel free to join the Soul Sync Sanctuary where I have a ton of options for you guys, but there's also many free modalities for you guys to start training for free. See you next Sunday.